Owning a firearm is a big responsibility. It's not like owning a car. You need to know how to use it safely. You also need to store it properly. This is important for your safety and the safety of others. Many people own firearms for different reasons. Some use them for hunting. Others use them for self-defense. Regardless of the reason, safety always comes first. Learning about firearm safety takes time and effort. It's not something you can learn overnight. Take a class, read books, practice what you learn. By understanding the basics, you can help prevent accidents. You can also enjoy the responsible use of firearms. Remember, safety is a journey, not a destination. Before you handle a firearm, you need to know the basics. There are different types of firearms. Each type has its own purpose. Handguns are small and easy to carry. Rifles are larger and more accurate at long distances. Shotguns are used for hunting birds and other small game. Every firearm has parts that work together. The barrel is where the bullet comes out. The trigger is what you pull to fire the gun. The safety is a switch that prevents the gun from firing accidentally. Knowing the names of these parts is important. It helps you understand how the firearm works. It also helps you communicate with other firearm owners. There are 4 main rules of firearm safety. These rules are simple but important. They can save lives if followed carefully. Treat every firearm as if it's loaded. This is the most important rule. Never assume a gun is unloaded, even if someone tells you it is. Always check for yourself. Always point the muzzle in a safe direction. The muzzle is the end of the barrel where the bullet comes out. Always point it away from anything you don't want to shoot. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Your finger should rest alongside the frame of the firearm until you have aimed at your target and are ready to fire. Be sure of your target and what's beyond it. Before you shoot, know what you're shooting at. Also, know what's behind your target. Bullets can travel through objects and hit unintended targets. Safe firearm handling goes beyond the 4 basic rules. It involves how you store, transport, and handle your firearm in different situations. Storage. When not in use, firearms should be stored unloaded in a locked safe or cabinet. Ammunition should be stored separately. This helps prevent unauthorized access and accidents. Transporting. When transporting a firearm, it should be unloaded and secured in a case. The case should be out of sight and reach of children and unauthorized individuals. Loading and unloading. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for loading and unloading your firearm. Double-check that the chamber is empty after unloading. Remember, responsible firearm ownership is an ongoing commitment. Regularly review safety rules, practice your skills, and stay informed about laws and regulations.
Malfunction drills. Malfunction drills. I'm aiming in. I press that trigger. Nothing happens. I'm going to tap the bottom of the magazine, work the slide to the rear, and re-engage my threat and fire if necessary. Tap the bottom of the magazine, work the slide to the rear, aim in, and fire if necessary. Tap the bottom of the magazine, work the slide to the rear, aim in, and fire if necessary. Now we're going to transition over to the revolver. We're going to be using the Smith & Wesson Model 10. We're going to also use the speed loaders and the individual rounds, just like so. We're going to always start with a weapon. The cylinders open up and the weapon is safe. So we're going to check it twice, look away. We're going to take custody of it. We're going to ensure that the speed loader, when we place them inside the chambers, we turn it, they fall in just like so. We close just like so. We're ready to aim in. If there's a situation where we have to shoot, we're going to actually use that weapon. All right, now, this is a double action, single action weapon. Double action means the hammer is going to determine the functions. So if I'm aimed in, focusing on that hammer, when I press that trigger, the hammer comes back and drops. Double action. The hammer comes back and drop. If I wanted to use this in a single action, I would thumb cock that hammer just like so. And now all the hammer does is just drop forward. Single action. The hammer just drops forward. Now, if we get into a situation where we thumb cock that hammer and we realize we don't have to use this weapon, we're going to take custody of the hammer. Then we're going to take our finger, press the trigger, riding that hammer forward, finger off the trigger. Again, we thumb cocked it. We're going to put our thumb on that hammer, finger on the trigger, riding it forward. That's the safest way to do it. Opening up the cylinder, just like so. When it comes down to getting those rounds out the chamber, we're going to press the ejection rod, just like so. Hit it, just like so. And it comes out, keeping that weapon pointed downrange. Again, we're going to start from the weapon, being safe. We're going to take custody of the weapon. We're going to check it twice. Look away. We're going to look back inside. We physically and visually inspect the weapon. We're going to take each round one at a time, place it inside the chamber. One at a time, place it inside the chamber. One at a time, place it inside the chamber. Once we finish, we're going to then close up that cylinder, give it a slight tug to ensure that it's properly seated. Our finger stays alongside of the frame, just like so, palm to palm. If we had to engage the thread, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once there's a law in action and we're ready to do a reload, we're going to open up that cylinder, eject the rounds out. Remember, we're going to keep that weapon pointed forward. When we hit that ejector rod, they're going to come out. All right. If you want to, you can switch hands, load up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or keep it in that dominant hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way, when it's time to close up that cylinder, lock it in place, we can then re-engage our threat if necessary. To make this weapon safe, we're going to open up that cylinder, hit the ejector rod, check it twice, and we finish. Keep the cylinder open, muzzle pointed down range, and we're finished. All right, now we're going to do a hot reload. A hot reload is basically reloading the weapon up, charging it. We're in a situation where we're using the weapon. There's a law in action. We don't know what happened. It might be 2 people, might be 3 people, but we definitely know we've used ammunition inside this weapon. So we're going to then take custody of the next magazine, use an L-shape magazine exchange, place that inside the weapon, place this in our pocket, and now we can rock and roll. That's a hot reload. All right, now we're going to do a dry reload, We press that trigger, that slide locks to the rear. Remember, that slide pushes up on that slide lock, locking it to the rear. Then we're going to take custody of that next magazine, let that magazine fall to the ground, insert the new magazine into the weapon, charge it, and then we can rock and roll, fire if need be, keeping that finger off the trigger until we're ready to fire. Once we finish, finger comes off the trigger. All right, welcome back to Safety First Firearms Training Consultants. What we're going to do now, we're going to show you all how to properly load and make a weapon safe. The first thing we're going to always do is we're going to take custody of the weapon, keeping it pointed in the safest direction. We're going to look inside that chamber, check that breech face, check that magazine well. We ensure that this weapon now is safe. We're going to look away, then we're going to look back, physically inspect it, make sure that it's good. We're going to take a magazine, insert that magazine into the weapon. We're going to take the slide, bring the slide to the rear and let it go. Slingshotting it. If we had to aim in, we'll then aim in. That's how you properly load your weapon. Now, to make this weapon safe, the first thing we're going to do is remove that source of ammunition, magazine release. We're going to take that mag out. We're going to then charge it 3 times, once, twice, 3 times, and then use the slide lock, bring it to the notch, just like so. We're going to check it twice, way, and we're good to go. Now the weapon is safe. We want to thank you all for coming out and using Safety First. Remember, we're handling firearms, safety first. Training is repetition. The more you do it, the easier it is. All right, we're going to always be safe and enjoy your day.